What's up guys, Conrad here with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about talent versus skill. Now, which one is better? Which would you rather have? Now ideally you would want to have both, right? But if I had to pick one, then it'll probably be skill. Why? Because skill is provable. Skill is within your control. But talent is quite an ambiguous term used to describe someone who has that X factor. He's just got it. And what determines talent? Some say that it could be genetic or someone with a above average IQ. But in my opinion, talent is the ability to be very creative and be very intuitive. But then again, you don't have as much control over those things as you do with proven skill. Skill comes with practice and experience. You got to invest the time into that particular thing in order to get better at it. It's not so much that you can be very intuitive and just go with your gut feeling because this feels right. You go with what experience has taught you is the right thing to do, and it's way more specific. Now we can compare this notion of talent versus skill with that of comedians. So you have a talented comedian versus a very skilled comedian. So what's the difference? Well, a skilled comedian has studied the craft to a T. So he knows what to say, how to say it, and when to say it at the right time in order to elicit the best possible response from the audience and get the most laughs. But with a talented comedian, there's just something about his aura and his personality that just makes him very likable and makes him very funny. He's just naturally a very funny guy. And it's kind of hard to pinpoint like that particular charisma exactly. And it could be just like a God-given talent if you want to go through the spiritual realm, or maybe it could come from personality traits that were passed down. But it's not something that can really be faked unless he's like a very skilled comedian but in disguise, being able to pull it off like he doesn't even have to try. And that, I suppose, takes way more effort than someone who's just naturally very funny. However, it is possible for talented people to fall into this trap of developing an ego and a god complex around the idea that they're so special and so talented that they don't even have to try. Imagine being the comedian whose jokes generally suck and are not really that funny, but people are laughing hysterically at it because you just got that vibe. You know, it's like being the smartass in the classroom who's like, dude, you had to study to do that test? Man, I can ace that test with my eyes closed. You know, that kind of thing. Many great geniuses in whatever field are a little bit crazy, okay, let's be honest. Many of your favorite icons, entertainers, influencers, innovators, they all had a bit of a dark side to them. And they might not necessarily be the nicest people in the world. Well, why is that? Well, there's a balance, you see. You ever meet someone who seems so perfectly nice and pristine on the outside, but you still feel kind of uncomfortable around him, like something is a bit off, that maybe he's trying to hide something? Or maybe that's the reason, because you always got to have the yin and the yang. A lot of extremely artistic and creative types might find it quite difficult to adapt to regular society and would most likely want to avoid environments such as the corporate environment especially. So they'd most likely want to go into the arts or entertainment industries. And the thing about those industries is that there is no clear-cut method of how to get into it. You know, not really a step-by-step process or strategy. There is, but it is more like you got to be quite lucky. You got to be in the right place at the right time. You got to know the right people. And it would be advantageous to have some kind of family connections within that industry. and that's why they call it breaking into the industry. So I suppose the main question would be, would you rather be liked, as in have a lot of followers, clout and fame, or would you rather be of service? I see a lot of these videos nowadays on YouTube entitled 9 to 5 is slavery or corporate slavery, and there'll be some guy who says something like, we live in a society, bro. We're all slaves to the system. We're all on this hamster wheel chasing money that's just going to go to someone else's pockets anyway. Entrepreneurship all the way. Hashtag hustling. I gotta say, I agree with this guy to a point. Because yeah, we are working our asses off to chase material things that are not going to make us happy in the long term. And you're left thinking, is this all there is? And I'll be like, hang on a minute. What the hell's going on here? Maybe we've all been living our lives the wrong way, chasing things that are not important. Maybe it's time we started updating our beliefs and the way we see the world. Especially during a global pandemic, people are starting to question their entire lives and the decisions they've made and the world they live in. Suicide rates are going up, but people are also turning to faith as well, because they want to believe in something other than the material world. And I'm left here thinking, is it the entire world that's gone crazy, or is it just me? This all feels like a global experiment. But then again, maybe the world doesn't operate in the way that I've been conditioned to believe. Okay, so I went a bit off topic there, but let's get back on topic. Now, there's the opposite side of the argument, where someone who's more of a traditionalist would respond with something like, damn, you millennials, you Gen Zers, you need to stop complaining and stop being lazy and get a real job. Go to college, get a good job, get married, have children, get divorced, and take it like a man. Well, that guy's got a point as well, I suppose. So, who do you listen to? Depends on what road you want to take. Many people who are considered real or brutally honest, who state unpleasant truths, are not generally the fun guy at the party. You see, nobody wants to be the buzzkill now, do they? But why don't we have some fun with this and depict what it'd be like for an honest guy like this to go on a job interview?
Your application says that you've got a lot of talent, but it does not demonstrate that you've got a lot of skills. So my question to you is, why do you want this job?
Why do I want this job? That's a good question, you know. Well, if I'm being completely honest, I don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it would be better for me to have this job than to not have it. But it's not like I desire it, you know, as much as I would $1 million or an Instagram model in my bed, you know. But I do it for the money, okay? I just need a fucking job. I want this job as much as a homeless person wants to busk. Out of necessity. Yeah. And if I'm being honest with you 100%, it never really was my dream to be the senior vice president manager of an HR department of a company I've never heard of, despite what it says on my application.
Right. Okay, well, we'll be in contact.
Dude, you know that I know that you know whether you want to hire me or not. So don't beat around the bush, man. Just give it to me straight. Did I get the job or not? Congratulations! You've got the job! Cool. Great. Thanks. I'll see you Monday. So there you have it. That was my little vlog. Sometimes a little bit all over the place, but hey, hopefully you got something good out of it. I'll see you guys next time, and thank you very much for watching.